Hello everyone, welcome to today's show. I am Li Muyang. Today we are talking about a message that looks like a normal "we are fixing the building" notice at first. But many people think it is actually very strange and important. A WeChat public page called Mao Chairman Memorial Hall posted an announcement on March 13th. It says the hall will close from March 16th, 2026 all the way to August 31, 2026 for inside repairs. No visitors allowed during that time. At first it looks like just fixing up the place. But here is the problem. They are closing it for more than 6 months. That is a really long time. And they used the words "according to real needs." In Chinese Communist Party talk, those 4 words often mean something bigger is going on behind the scenes. Maybe a new political plan. At the same time, people are talking again about Xi Jinping trying to build his own Xi family empire. From putting Xi thought in place of Mao thought, to rumors about who will take over after him. Names like Xi Mingze, Chu Yang, Jang Renjang, and Wang Rangping are all over the internet. This whole story around Tiananmen Square, Mao Zedong's symbol, and Xi Jinping's power plans, what secret political message is hiding behind it? If you like this kind of topic, please subscribe to my channel and turn on the little bell for all notifications so you don't miss the next shows. A businessman from Shanghai named Hu Liren, who now lives in America, thinks this is not just fixing the building. He says it is a big move with deep political meaning. Why does he say that? Because Mao's Memorial Hall is not a normal building for the Chinese Communist Party. It sits right in the middle of Tiananmen Square. Mao Zedong's body is inside a glass coffin. It is a big symbol for the whole communist government. From when it was built in 1977 until now, for many decades, almost nothing big has changed there. But if they do a huge remodel this time, it could mean Beijing is redesigning its political symbols. Hu Liren even made a bold guess. Maybe Mao's real body cannot be kept anymore. And what is in the glass coffin now is just a plastic model. If Beijing decides to change the whole purpose of the hall, maybe turn it into something like a national Great Revival Memorial, then all the old symbols will change. But many people ask, Xi Jinping keeps talking about keeping the old red traditions, right? So why would he try to remove Mao? But if you look closely at the last 10+ years, some small changes have happened. In the news and propaganda, the biggest thing now is not Mao Zedong thought anymore. It is Xi Jinping thought on socialism with Chinese characteristics for a new era. In many bookstores, the books that stand out the most are Xi's books. Even party workers have to use a phone app every day to study Xi thought and check in. This is a lot like the old days when everyone had to read Mao's books all over the country. In other words, Xi is building his own power in people's minds. But the problem is, as long as Mao's symbol stays in the most important spot in Tiananmen Square, no matter how much Xi promotes himself, he is still living in Mao's shadow. It is like a history problem. When a system already has one god, it is hard to make room for a second god. Hu Liren also told an old story. Years ago, he knew He Long's grandson, He Xingtong. The man went to Renmin University and studied news. He was very educated. At that time, Xi Jinping was the party boss in Zhejiang province. Hu Liren once asked him, "You and the Xi family are old friends. Why don't you go talk to Xi Jinping?" He Xingtong gave a simple answer, "We cannot talk together." That really meant the culture and education gap was too big. This story shows what many smart people in high circles think. Xi Jinping's education level has always been questioned. But the real fact is, this same man now controls the whole power machine of China. Looking back in history, Xi Jinping has mixed feelings about Mao Zedong. On one side, his father Xi Zhongxun was punished and hurt during Mao's time. So the Xi family was a victim of Mao's political movements. On the other side, Xi Jinping really admires Mao's way of holding power. What was Mao's biggest special thing in Chinese history? Total power with no one to stop him. And what Xi has done for many years is exactly the same. Make all power go to one person. He cleaned out rivals with anti-corruption, fixed the army, rebuilt the news system. He is copying the same power structure from Mao's time. If China really steps into an Xi family empire time, then who will be the next leader? In the past, many people thought the Communist Party, even though it is strict, still pretends to have party rule on the outside. That means they talk about group leadership, shared work among top leaders, party rules for picking the next boss, and following systems. But now look at Beijing's political air. It is totally different. Today's China looks more and more like one-man rule wrapped in a party shell. And this one-man rule is slowly changing from party empire to family empire. Because almost everything Xi Jinping has done in recent years goes in the same direction. First step, clean out anyone who could fight him. The Zhang Group, the Youth League Group, all pushed to the side. Even red second-generation kids who did not obey are watched. Army generals fall one group after another. Anyone who could threaten him disappears. Second step, take all power. Party, government, army, news, national security, guards, police. He grabbed everything he could. Third step, make himself like a god. From 2 establishes to 2 protects. From everywhere pushing Xi thought to every party member checking in on their phone. All of this is lifting one man above the rules. Huliren thinks Xi Jinping now has his full Xi thought. He is pulling Xi thought way above Mao Zedong thought. In the future, he might really remove Mao, remove Marx and Lenin, even get rid of the Communist Party itself. He could throw all the bad history of the Communist Party onto the old party, and then take China straight into an Xi family empire time. But here comes the big question. If one man really wants to turn the country into his own family empire, he will have to face an old problem. Who comes after him? Every dictator in history runs into this. Huliren believes the rumors that Xi Jinping has secret sons, and he thinks it is true. But right now, it is hard to bring a secret son out in public. Xi has a daughter who is his favorite, so the chance that his daughter Xi Mingze takes over is getting bigger. Right now, it is very hard for Chinese people to go against Xi because he controls the army. If the army turns against him and forces him out, using the event of replacing Mao could be a chance to fight Xi. Online, stories about Xi Jinping's secret sons have been hot for a long time. They might rise up in the Xi family empire and become the next leader. Lude Media broke the news. Xi Jinping has a secret son named Chu Yang. He is already in his 20s. His mother is not the TV host Meng Shui from Fujian Southeast TV like people said before. She is from Zhejiang. According to Lude Media's report, Chu Yang's birth was arranged by Xi Jinping's mother, the old lady Qi Xin. Xi Zhongxun also helped. Some viewers joked that Xi Zhongxun was like an actor. Qi Xin planned the Xi family's political future very early to make sure the family line lasts forever in the communist power fight. And because Peng Liyuan did not have a son, the old mother arranged for a woman from Zhejiang to be with Xi Jinping and have Chu Yang. Chu Yang was born in the hospital of Zhejiang University. He was smart from a young age, and the grandmother Qi Xin liked him a lot. He grew up first in Zhejiang, then moved to Beijing. He even showed up at Xi Zhongxun's funeral. Lude showed a photo. At Xi Zhongxun's funeral, in the front row, 3 kids stood there. Xi Jinping's son, Xi Minzheng, Xi Jinping's daughter, Xi Mingze, and right next to Xi Mingze was Xi Jinping's secret son, Chu Yang. Lude said the old mother made it look like Chu Yang was Xi Jinping's secret son on purpose, so people would not know. She weighed the good and bad for the family. She let the playboy Xi Jinping take the blame for his brother Xi Jinping. The report says in 2018, Chu Yang went to Renmin University. He studied under Professor Wang Rangping and had special national defense student guards with him for safety. Xi Zhongxun gave him the name Xi Mingde. Xi Mingze also used a fake name Chu Chen before. Some people guess the Xi family women in old times had the last name Chu. People say Peng Liyuan knew about it and even fought with Xi Jinping about divorce. But in the end, she stayed quiet for the big picture. Another rumored Xi prince is Jang Renjang. His story is the clearest and the plan looks the smartest. Political commentator Li Yiping told the full story of Jang Renjang and his mother, Jiang Wei. From photos online, people think Jang Renjang's eyes, eyebrows, and mouth look like Xi Jinping. His name, Renjang, is said to have deep meaning. It fits the old king's wish for be kind to the people and fix yourself. It seems to match the hope for a prince. According to Beijing University Alumni News from 2021, Jang Renjang was born in October 1990 in Nancheng, Fuzhou, Jiangxi. He has a PhD in Chinese literature from Beijing University. Classical documents major, straight-through program. His background is special. From 2007 to 2011, he studied undergraduate at Beijing University, then straight to PhD from 2011 to 2016. Li Yiping said even though he studied at Beijing University, he stayed very low-key and secret, not like a normal family student. Getting straight PhD at Beijing University needs to be super excellent. But Jang Renjang did not become famous on campus for talent. Yet in 2013, while still a PhD student, the Education Ministry sent him to Harvard University in America as a visiting researcher in the East Asia department. He got Harvard gold plating. Sending someone with Chinese literature background to Harvard as a scholar is strange, and it shows he has very special background. Power hands arranged everything. In August 2014, at only 24 years old and still a PhD student, he was made a deputy district chief in Jintai District, Baoji City, Shanxi. Giving a student a high local job like that needs huge backing. 2 years later, in 2016, he went south to Fujian and became deputy county chief in Luoyuan County, Fuzhou. In 2019, he moved to Fujian Provincial Local Finance Supervision Bureau. In just 3 months, he went from deputy head of personnel to head of the department. Jang Renjang once said publicly he was part of Fujian's 2016 Introduced Talent Group. This special program pulls top graduates from Tsinghua and Beijing University for government work. It is separate from normal selection, and people say it is made for people with special backgrounds to rise fast. Important note, his career start and training direction match the top leader's own path exactly. Fujian is where Xi Jinping worked for a long time and has his trusted people. More important, his job in the Finance Supervision Office shows they are training him in money management. Because Xi Jinping himself himself does not have much knowledge in economy, training a trusted person with money skills is very important. From this view, training his own son to handle economy later makes total sense. The report says his mother is Jiang Wei from Jiangxi. She graduated from Fujian Normal University in Chinese. People say from 1988 to 1990, when Xi Jinping was party boss in Ningde, Fujian, she worked in his office and took care of his daily life. At that time, Peng Liyuan was often away performing, so Jiang Wei and Xi Jinping got close. After she got pregnant, under Xi's mother Qi Xin's plan, Xi's sister Qi Qiaoqiao took care of her, and she gave birth to Jang Renjang. Among the three rumored secret sons, Wang Rangping stands out because he looks so much like young Xi Jinping, like a copy. A NetEase news report called From 10 Million to 100 Million in 3 months. Wang Rangping reveals the secret behind Lovegrass Media's big jump, says Wang Rangping is a co-founder of Lovegrass Media. The report says he was born in 1987 in a normal farm family in Zaozhuang, Shandong. After college, he did internet sales in Shanghai. His story looks like a poor kid makes it big. At 22, he was manager of a big department at Net. At 25, he became a famous marketing expert. In 2015, when the country pushed Internet Plus, he started his company. But his quick rise looks suspicious. In January 2016, his Lovegrass Media company won the China Brand Innovation Pioneer Award and was invited to the 3rd China Brand Innovation Forum at the Jingxi Hotel in Beijing. He even talked face-to-face with famous CCTV host Shui Junyi. The Jingxi Hotel belongs to the Central Military Commission and is called China's top meeting place. It mainly hosts top national and army leaders. Normal business people cannot just walk in. What makes it even stranger? How does a farm kid with no special background rise so fast and jump from 20 million to 100 million in sales in 2017? What background got him invited to such a sensitive place like Jingxi Hotel? In a country where power is super concentrated, these sudden big chances usually only happen to rich kids or their helpers. Even though there is no clear info online about Wang Rangping's mother's background, his face looks just like the top leader when young, plus his super fast rise and access to top places, so the secret son guesses are everywhere. No matter how Xi Jinping dreams of his Xi family empire, history does not follow one man's wish. Chinese people who lived through Mao Zedong's worship and the terrible Cultural Revolution will never want to go back to that time. They will fight back in their own way. This might be just another failed plan in Xi Jinping's long list of failed plans. Please leave your thoughts in the comments. We will see you next time.